Lorsque j'étais jeune, je me rappelle, ma famille et moi, nous sommes partis en voyage en camping durant l'été. J'avais 10 ans, j'ai passé un super beau séjour et je m'en rappelle comme si c'était hier. Ce qui nous a vraiment permis de faire ce séjour-là en camping, c'est du fait qu'on a pu pouvoir louer une voiture. Et Enterprise, c'est ça. C'est une compagnie qui permet d'apporter des services à leurs clients, qui permet de leur offrir des solutions et qui permet justement de créer des souvenirs qui vont rester très longtemps par la suite. Nous allons faire la présentation en anglais. À la fin, lorsque ça va venir le temps pour les questions, vous pourrez les poser en français comme en anglais, surtout vous gênez pas. So here we go. We are KLB Squared Consulting. My name is Tom, this is Marie-Gabrielle, Virginie, and David. So, why are we here today? We're here today to develop a plan for you, Enterprise Quebec, to increase your sales by improving your employee engagement to achieve your sales goals.
So to begin, we started by identifying the best sales culture factors that will work in Quebec. We found 3 key issues. First, how are the current sales culture affecting your sales figures? How can you bring the employees to generate better returns? And what can you give the employees to generate those returns? Here are the current sales culture drivers that we identified at Enterprise Holding, and their main and the issues that we noticed. First, for the MVP, we noticed that employees seek personalized experience and frequent rewards. Second, for the MQI, we noticed that employees seek high and fast growing in the enterprise. And third, for the real-time sales tracking, the employees want to improve and find ways to be better, but they feel social pressure because enterprise compare employees between each other. What we need to take away from this is that for the solution we need to provide, we can't change the culture, the enterprise culture. However, we decided that the solution to be efficient was to add to the present culture at Enterprise. So here's a typical employee, we named him Sasha, that Enterprise is currently hiring. The interests and aspirations of this employee, he has the expectation to be always stimulated in his environment. He has the expectations to grow quickly in his environment, and wants to live constantly personalized experience when working. Therefore, those factors need to be considered when searching a solution. What motivates Sasha, the typical hired employee at Enterprise Holding? We identified that more opportunities and career development and training are the main motivation factors for an employee. We can also notice here that cash incentive isn't part of one motivation factor that is strong. Therefore, we need to consider those factors when looking for a solution.
And so now, we've talked about what your typical new grad looks for. We've talked about your objectives, and we've also talked about your culture at Enterprise. And so what are we going to do to build on this and grow to a new level to achieve that target of average sales per contract? And so today, I'm really excited to introduce you our recommendation, which is En route avec Enterprise. And it's about increasing employee experience and productivity through a digital experience. And this is done in 2 ways. So the first prong is also separated in 2 ways, actually. So it's the En route avec Enterprise app, which is the main part of our recommendation, which my colleague Virginie will go through in a second. And it's also about looking at the rewards. So we know Sasha, what will motivate Sasha to perform better? So how can we tweak the rewards you currently offer to make sure that they cater to this person? The second prong is about driving results. So including continuous learning, events such as a hackathon or a gala to recognize your top performers, and a video series that will increase productivity. So that's a lot of information. Let's break it down. So we use the ADKAR model. The ADKAR model is a change management framework. It's 5 steps to go through a change with employees. It starts with awareness, so being aware of the change that's going to happen. D for desire, so desire to change, so finding a way for the employee to actually want to change and want to be part of that. Knowledge, making sure that they have all the knowledge they need. Ability, so do they actually have the ability to change or will have bad consequences, and reinforcing that change. So there's a bunch of initiatives that we're going to go through. Some of them are included in our recommendation today, and some of them are for the long term. So let's dive in with awareness. There are 2 things we recommend you to do for awareness. First of all, we would like for you to contact Ms. Nicholson, your Executive Vice President, to have her deliver a message to your employees about the change that's coming up. The change is nothing big, so it's not about reinventing the wheel. It's really about building on things you have to make it better for employees. So maybe showcasing different frameworks, different locations in Quebec or something like that, to really show that, yes, we're investing in Quebec and we want to be the change. We want to be the first province to adopt this model that will go through the rest of the company. Additionally, we're going to release video capsules that are going to be about the change. So in your branch, you're going to showcase videos on what are the changes coming up. And so those are going to be played at various times and various moments, which we're going to explain later. And they're just about increasing the information. In the desire to change, we want you to select change champions. So those change champions are people that you have in your branch that are maybe going to go through a promotion in the next few months. Or there are people that have shown great dedication to the company or that are influencers unofficially. So you want to select those people and you want to train them, you want to brief them on the change that's to come, and you want them to be the leaders at implementing that change. So they are going to be the people that are going to go out, that are going to ask the questions to employees, that are going to show, that are going to promote every initiative that you're putting in place. Finally, morning huddles. So before the day starts, you want to have a huddle with your team, talking about the targets for the day, how the month is going. But you also want to talk about what are the changes coming up. And you maybe want to showcase one of those videos that we just produced. So that's going to really allow you to create a desire to change for your employees.
And now, the moment we've been all waiting for, but I've been waiting for as well, En route avec entreprise. What is En route avec entreprise? It's our app that we're proposing to you and will be the best tool for your employees. A few features include a login screen, a newsletter that you can see down here which has some relevant industry or company news so everyone's aware of what's going on in the car rental space or in the company itself. Some message boards and an information center where people can interact with each other within the company, whether you're in Montreal or whether you're in Rouyn-Noranda. It doesn't matter, we're all one big team. And also having a section for sales objectives, making it really visual so employees can see how they're contributing to the region, but how they're doing themselves and how they're achieving their goals. And lastly, a calendar of events and where you can integrate everyone's work schedules so you really make it the one-stop shop for your employees. Another tool that we'd like to propose to your employees is those product knowledge sessions. So you have internal sales which come from different products that you sell. And of course, in Quebec, we see that your employees sometimes they have a hard time tackling after the first no. And that's something that you can address right here and there. So we see that this works really well at National Bank. There are different credit cards or mortgage plans that they have. They host product knowledge sessions to have employees really comfortable with each product. And that's definitely something you need to capitalize on. Next. How are employees going to test their skills and abilities, get comfortable with each other as a team? Instead of taking an individualistic approach, we see that you can take a region-wide approach. So that will really relieve the pressure off the employees so they won't think, okay, if I'm not achieving my sales objective, what can I do to get better? They're actually contributing to the region, to the branch as a whole, and that'll really motivate them at the end of the day. And also, if a branch or a region reaches their sales goals before everyone else in that particular month or period, you can reward them with a personalized dinner or experience that caters to the region that they're from.
Reinforcement, so how will you reward employees? So they've interacted with the program, they've embraced it, they've tested their skills. How can you reinforce and reward that behavior? We see that at N6A, it's a public relations firm. This works really well. They actually personalize rewards for their employees. They give them the choice of either travel, work, health experiences, examples such as a spa day or yoga class. Those are some really cool rewards that you can offer your employees. And because you're a car rental company, we know that you have those partnerships already and you'll be able to get those rewards much easier. Lastly, our long-term initiative. So this is something you can do more towards the year 3. We wanted to introduce the end-of-year MVP gala. So compiling every MVP of each month, having them all together in one room at the end of the year, and giving the chance to additional management trainees to come in. So randomly picking them out of the province, and you'll give them the opportunity to meet with VP level executives, higher ups in the company, give them mentorship opportunities because that's what they want and that's what's going to make them stay in the company. And lastly, our sales hackathon. This is something that gets done often in SaaS startups, sales software as a service startups in San Francisco. What it is basically is having all your management trainees come in, break up into teams, and solve a sales problem and pitch it to employees and really test what they learned throughout their journey with the product.
So now the impact. The impact consists of 3 main things. First of all, we want the app downloads. We believe that we could reach 2,000 downloads in the first 3 months that the app is launched. We believe it's realistic and possible. Second of all, we have the trainings. We want 100% of attendance and knowledge from the employees to be really involved for this app. And finally, we want the Quebec internal sales to go up in the first 3 years per contract, by 82 cents the contract. Our budget is $50,000, and if you want to get in the details, you can answer that in the period for Q&As. Then the timeline. The timeline consists of 3 years, which is divided into phases of six months, and we have, like was mentioned before, the phase of awareness, desire, knowledge, ability, and reinforcement. Again, for the timeline, if you want specific questions, we're ready to answer them in the Q&A. So finally, to conclude the presentation, what we want to do is really develop for you, Enterprise Quebec, a plan that would increase your sales by improving the employment engagement in order to achieve your sales objectives. And this is going to be done through 3 things. First of all, we have developed an app that's going to appeal to the next generation of employees that are going to follow later on. Then we have the organizational objectives, which are we have provided the milestones and the tools in order for the employees to be part of the program and to be involved as much as possible. And finally, we have selected the change champions that are going to make the change accessible to every single person in the company.
So now, before we pass on the floor to the esteemed panel of judges, there's one thing that I want you guys to see. We've actually prepared the app for you. And so, if you guys have an iPhone, if you have an iPhone, you can actually access the app that is available online, currently only private to those people who have access to the QR code. So if you guys want to scan it, you will have access to that. Today, we presented to you En route avec Enterprise. It's a change management strategy that will enable your employees to perform better in sales and to increase their productivity, increasing retention, and making Enterprise a better workplace. We're very excited to present this to you, but we're also very excited to hear your questions. So we'll pass on the floor to you. Thank you.
Je vais laisser mes collègues commencer avec les questions, mais je veux juste vous dire, chapeau, c'est une extrêmement belle présentation. La présentation est belle, vous êtes sharp, c'est concis, c'est excellent, beau niveau.
Merci.
Je suis vraiment d'accord avec ce que disait Stéphanie. Est-ce qu'un de vous, en 1 minute, pourrait juste m'expliquer c'est quoi les documents qui sont après la présentation dans les documents, juste pour nous aider rapidement à passer au travers?
Donc, les appendices, dans le fond.
Ouais.
Oui, parfait. Donc, dans le fond, on a préparé, on peut y aller, mais la plus importante, dans le fond, c'est les risques et les mitigations. Donc, comme peu importe quelque chose qui ne se passe pas comme vous voulez dans le programme, on a des solutions pour entreprendre ça. Donc, par exemple, les employés, on vous a donné un objectif de 100% pour aller au product knowledge. Si jamais ça ne se fait pas, on peut donner des incentives additionnels. Je vais vraiment être anglaise, pareil. Désolée. On va donner vraiment des incentives additionnels pour compléter les entraînements parce que c'est vraiment crucial à leur développement et aussi à contribuer au programme. C'est vraiment pour ça qu'on vous propose aujourd'hui. Si jamais ça ne fonctionne pas, ça peut être une métrique que vous incluez dans le MQI. Dans le fond, assurer que vous complétez tous vos trainings par une telle date afin de pouvoir passer l'examen.
Est-ce que ça répondait à la question?
Ouais, c'était pour avoir une chance de comprendre ce qui...
Ouais, il y a plusieurs éléments qui pourraient nous aider à répondre à la question si vous voulez plus d'informations.
C'est rare que j'ai pas de questions, mais c'est excellent.
C'est rare.
Vraiment.
Merci beaucoup.
Avez-vous un quick breakdown du budget?
Donc, le total, c'est de 50 000. Donc, on a vraiment respecté le budget. La majorité du budget s'en va vers l'application. La plupart, ça va être vraiment dans le développement du back-end, dans le fond, pour vraiment s'assurer que l'app fonctionne. Le wireframing aussi, donc vraiment conceptualiser toutes les pages qu'on a déjà faites, en fait, mais vraiment le concrétiser, ça, c'est aussi, on a alloué aussi une partie du budget pour ça. Aussi, le développement des vidéos, ça va être quelque chose que vous devez investir de l'argent, donc pour que ça soit sharp, que ça soit beau, ainsi que vraiment les rewards. Donc oui, ça va être, on a recommandé de donner des rewards un peu plus fréquemment à chaque mois. Donc oui, il va y avoir une partie du budget qui va aller là-dedans. Vous allez dépenser un petit peu plus sur ça.
Vous avez mis un 5 000 $ pour la maintenance de l'application.
Oui.
Est-ce que c'est un 5 000 $ qui va devoir être remis à chaque année sur l'application?
Donc ça, c'était sur les 3 ans. Donc, on s'est dit que dans la première année, ça allait être 2 000 $, 2 et 3, 1 500 chaque. Parce que vraiment, la première année, c'est s'assurer que l'application fonctionne vraiment. S'il n'y a jamais des bugs ou quelque chose que ce soit à réparer, ça va être identifié dans la première année quand tout le monde va la télécharger.
Finally, aren't you afraid, considering the culture of the company, that the MVP program might make the culture shift to more individual culture instead of the collaborative that we want to promote?
It's actually a very fair point that you're bringing up, and thank you for that. So, the trends in the industry are going more for individual reward, yes. However, it is true that enterprise has been able to build on a collaborative culture. And so this is why we want to keep some sort of social connection aspect. So whether that is a gala at the end of the year, whether that is a dinner for the first branch that actually achieves sales target, you want to keep those team events. But you also want to make it really significant for the person that's receiving the reward. At my job, I recently received a soda stream because I did an accomplishment, and I felt so happy. I told everyone. And so just having those type of rewards makes it so meaningful for the employee that you don't want to neglect that.
Thank you. Well, good job, I guess.
Félicitations.